in audio.
Hello and welcome to probably the first sim racing broadcast made in Spanglish. So I suppose this will be a total world record. Eckhart is racing today, and Andreas is racing today. All commentators are in the track, so David and me, we will try to do the best we can to comment this race, and at least if it's not good, we hope it's funny to hear us. We are at Bahrain track in the west, so we were really wanted to come here to avoid the rain that was bothering us in the first races of this season. Well, the track, probably all of you know it from Formula 1. We are racing what we can call the classic layout of the track without the endurance part they add for the Formula 1 in this 2010 year. And well, let's go directly to the grid, I think.
Yeah, Jose, I think it's a good moment. We have 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes to go to the race start. So it's the right moment to take a look on the starting grid.
Okay. So in pole position we have Gameracer. It's Mikko Korkiakoski.
Exactly.
In P2 we have RBM.
Rami Kaukola.
P3 it's TBR
with Gregory Degreef.
P4 it's Gameracer FOR with
Ian Wilton.
P5 Gubbklubbens
Göran Johansson.
P6 Gameracer FlatOut Club.
It's Ken Bell.
P7 Project D.
It was Gregory Degreef who fell from the server, so he's not still in the server. He will not race this event.
Okay, so it seems he still has his connection problems. P8 is Motor AG.
It's Daniel Hanson.
P9 it's Torrent Motorsports.
Yes. 1 second. It's Daniel Beck. Sorry.
P10 it's Gubbklubbens again.
Yeah, it's Jose Johnson.
Then P11 we have Flying Dutchman. P12 we have Project B. P13 we have RPM. P14 we have Black Visor. P15 we have Flying Dutchman Racing. P16 NA Racing. P17 Blue Flag Racing. P18 Corse Online Racing. P19 Black Visor Motorsport. P20 the Black Rebels. P21 Gameracer FlatOut Club. P22 Blue Flag Racing. P23 Corse Online. P24 NA Racing. P25 Motor AG. And P26 not present in the server, it's Torrent Motorsports. telling us in the chat to lower the volume of the engines. We will try. But don't really worry if you couldn't hear us until now, because we did not say anything interesting. Okay, so after this not very serious technical problem with the sound, we are following David Garcia through the track. He will be with us later as usual, but now he's driving the safety car. And well, as you see, the grandstands are full of people. The STC generate a lot of interest here in Bahrain. Opposite to the F1, I think we are much more popular than them in Middle East. So that's why I receive presents from the Jacks from time to time. You know, like my 2 Porsches, the 3 Ferraris I give to my sister, that kind of stuff.
And how can it be that I got nothing from them?
Well, because I have 2 Porsches and 3 Ferraris. That's why.
Okay. Okay. So I guess you got my cars as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay, we will go with a red flag.
Okay.
We will go for a second lap.
Okay, what was the reason?
Well, there was a hit at the beginning of the long straight, at the back of the pack, and when we reached the main straight, there was a big gap with 1 or 2 cars at the back, so I couldn't give the green flag.
Okay. Okay, David, what do you think now? Are you going to go with green?
I hope so. I hope so. I couldn't see what was going on at the back of the pack, but I couldn't grant a clean start of the race with that gap at the back. So I hope this lap works better, and I hope the guys close in the group makes a good job. Okay, now it looks perfect.
Okay, so there we go. Leader through the start-finish line, and some overtaking attempts in the cars behind them, but I think everybody went clean on turn 1. Seems so. Then now Rami very close to Mikko, but not close enough to attempt an overtake. And if I'm not wrong, I think also, yes, Gregory Degreef maintained his position, and same for the rest of the cars in the first position. So it seems everybody take it with a lot of care in these first stages of the race, which is good because it's 90 minutes, very long race. The time for battling for position will come when there's a bit more distance between all the cars. And
I think, Jose, the reason why we had such a clean start was because we granted the green flag before reaching the last corner. So the race was already on green before crossing the start-finish line and before passing through the last corner. So this corner made the formation possibly a bit cleaner, you know.
Okay, I understand that. It seems that they are opening a gap between Rami and Gregory.
Yes, looks like a little gap, not maybe around a couple of seconds, possibly. And from Gregory to Christopher Aponte, there is a group of 6 cars fighting for the positions, very close to each other.
Okay, there is a Jay in the chat room. It's saying there are very nice fights in the back of the pack. I wonder who Jay is. Probably I know him. I know his name, but he decided to use a very short nickname.
Yeah, maybe if you want, we could do the first round up or round down, or however you call it.
Okay, why not? In P1 we have Mikko Korkiakoski from FlatOut Racing. In P2 we have Rami Kaukola from RPM. I think everybody at race department and most of the world knows Rami at this point.
Yeah, he's famous. He's famous.
Yeah, I think all the aliens at RD are quite famous in the community.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
everybody knows his names. Yeah. P3 we have Gregory Degreef from TBR, one of the best sim racing teams in the world, and it's not because I say it. I have no interest in say that. It's because it's the pure truth. And behind him, and sliding a little bit in the corners is Ian Wilton from FlatOut Racing.
I am amazed every time I see that car. I am amazed. I mean, it's fabulous. Mike Simeon did a hell of a job with that, and every time I see the car, I remember the results of the render and the skin contest. I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
they really deserved the win. The car looks terrifically well.
Yeah, exactly. It's fantastic job. In P5, we have Göran Johansson from Gubbklubbens, the old guys club. But they are pretty fast to be old.
Yes, I have my doubts about their age, you know.
In P6 we have Risto Capet, I think, and if I'm not wrong, is the first participation of this driver in the STC. Not sure.
Yeah.
But I think so.
It's the first time I read the name Risto in the sim racing. I know it from Risto Stoikov, you know, but not.
Yes,
from...
but that had an H before the name. Was H?
Yeah, I know, but more or less. Good work, I think.
In P7 is Daniel Beck, the teammate. So this can be a very good. Ah no, it's sorry, I have the console in black and white, so it's a Touran motorsports car. Sorry. In P8 we have Christopher Aponte, the driver formerly known as Señor Barriga. When I entered RPM Net, that was his, I think, signature, Señor Barriga. Very funny. In P9 is Luc Mangas, the only remaining Project D car after the disconnection of Greg. P10 we have Hugo Heckenberg from Flying Dutchman Racing, followed with quite close from his teammate Yuri Bram. I think it can be kind of strategy, like protect the other car going together.
Yeah, a bit like the turtle formation from the Romans, you know. They can overtake this way, side by side on the straight.
Yep.
Don't you think?
Yeah, well, you see that in Le Mans also. Like, usually the two cars from the same team going together.
Yeah.
In P12 we have Rocco Migliorino from Corse Online. In P13 we have Ross McGregor, and it's Black Visor. It's Black Visor Motorsports.
Yeah, the first of the Black Visors, Jose.
Exactly. And after him, you can see actually a quite good fight in this position with Andreas Hulgren in P14. He qualified in P20, so he made a brilliant start, I think. He made 6th position in the first laps.
Yeah, exactly.
We told him make us proud before the race, and well, until now it's not doing bad.
Yes, I am not still proud, but he is on his way, you know.
Okay, this is an interesting group to come back maybe later, or maybe remain here and continue with our round down in a while.
Yeah, possibly. You're right. It's a good
because group. Yeah, who's the car that is attacking Andreas all the time?
It's Konrad Stanczak. Yeah, Konrad from Blue Flag Racing.
Yeah, exactly.
He qualified position 17, And look at that. Looks like Andreas will be in a good situation to attack Ross McGregor in the next corner.
Yes, well, the
And yes,
four
he
cars
is.
are very close.
Whoa.
Yes, he's inside now. Very good move.
Yeah, very good move. And Conrad brake a bit too late and had a hit on Ross' car. So now both the black visors are together on P14 and P15 chassis.
Okay, that will make the things much difficult for Conrad, because yeah, see, like now Ross made Yves pass, and oh, but now Conrad managed to pass. They really did not close the door very well in that corner.
Yes, but to me it looks like Ross McGregor is having some kind of problems on the car, because he lose the position with Conrad, lose the position with David Zafiu, and lose the position with Yves Larose. So possibly he have some suspension damage or this kind of problems that will not make you go on the pits, but will make your car a bit slower, you know.
Okay, so well, it seems this group has spread a bit. We have Ross McGregor in P17, and we have Abbas in P18, but following very close, it's another core team. No, it's Gubbklubbens Göran Johansson that suffered a problem in the beginning. I've read in our chat. And went from 9 to 20 or something like that in the first lap. So this will be an interesting driver to follow, because it seems he has better pace than the position he is actually.
By the way, Shasha, it looks like Conrad have a puncture on his car. I am not sure, but I have seen a lot of smoke on his car during the straight behind the paddock, you know.
Okay, so he will lose a lot of time because of that, but maybe he can modify his strategy to try to minimize the damage.
No, but I am not sure it was a puncture. Maybe it was smoke from the engine. I am not sure. He's not
That's
fitting
even
in,
that's even worse.
Yeah. Well, until you don't see the flames, you are safe, you know.
Yeah, so if you were Vettel's engineer, you would say, Sebastian, you don't have a puncture.
Yeah. Yeah, only to make him feel safe.
Yeah, exactly, that's the good news. You don't have a puncture. The bad news, go out of the car because it's burning. Okay, P20 we have Fortunato Fiorito. P21 we have Ken Bell from FlatOut Club. P22 we have Eckhart, or Friendly Boys. But I think David, he really likes to race, because in every season he's racing more races, I think. He really wants to be on track, and that's cool, of course.
Yes, he is a racer, you know. Yeah, and I think he is enjoying the Doran more than maybe the last year Beamer, the Blue Flag Racing guys had. I think the Doran is a bit easier or more with an easier handling, possibly. At least it was to me. I had the chance of race at Trois Rivières, and the car was way better than the last season car.
Okay, David, and we will go to the top again because Jacob the Boer is complaining in the chat. He says he's not complaining, but he is. So yeah, let's show him that there is not really too much action, as Ross say in the top. Okay, so let's go to P3, where who's the guy from FlatOut Racing, David? It's following Gregory Degreef, and I think he can be in condition of attacking very close.
Yeah. Let's see what happens, because Gregory used to be very consistent and used to have a very good pace, but Ian Wilton looks fast as well. So if he finds a space to do the maneuver, he will do it. But let's see if Gregory makes a mistake, because without that mistake, it will be hard to see an overtake move on him, I guess.
Yeah, this is kind of, they have a very similar pace. It seems like a F1 chase when the car following is just waiting for a mistake from the other car, I think, because they seem to keep the distance between them very well.
Yes, and this is not because the aerodynamics like it is at F1. It is because possibly the driver skills are very similar, because you know the brakes on this car are very bad. You have to brake like 100 meters before the last marker, and it have no aerodynamics almost, so it's up to the drivers, everything.
Okay, David, while this fight seems to be a bit, the distance seems to be a bit established now, can we go to another positions where you think there is bottom?
Well, we have a very similar chase at position 5, 6 and 7. They are very close, but doesn't look like an overtaking chance in there, but we could take a look.
At the end, it can be that the lack of overtaking in F1, it's all the fault of Herman Tilke and the trucks, because this is the STC race of the season with less overtaking and action.
Well, I think it will come. I think this kind of races with 90 minutes and different tire compounds, when there is no dependency on the aerodynamics of the car, I think drivers will wait and teams will wait for the strategy to make the pass in there, especially when your pace is quite similar to the car in front. You have options. One is taking risk, which I think is the best option for the second part of the race, and the other option is wait for the pit stop and guess you will be faster than your opponent. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, you will be right, and it will be Herman Tilke's fault for sure.
But I think probably the drivers enjoyed this change of track style after Trois-Rivières and Sugo, because actually they were complaining a lot because the tracks were very narrow, very...
Yes, because I think there are different points of view over the circuits. You have the kind of circuit that the motorsports fan will always enjoy, like Trois-Rivières, like Monaco, like all that narrow and full of walls style circuits. And there is the point of view of the driver, who will always enjoy the Bahrain kind of track, I think.
And well, Wilton is really close now to Degreef. Probably the Degreef tires are a bit worn, and I think they are much closer than before. Not now, it seems.
No, I think that Ian Wilton made a mistake in the straight behind the paddock, but he will recover. Or looks like it. At the moment, he's away, even far away than before. And yes, this race is the more quiet race we had since now on STC, I would say.
Yes, it really reminds me a Formula 1 race. Like there is a 1 second gap between a lot of cars.
As only new chassis, I will tell you that Mikko, Korkiakoski and Rami Kaukola already lapped one car, already lapped Linus Bostrom and Ken Bell from Annie Racing and FlatOut Club.
Okay, but here it's not that problematic like it was in other tracks, I think. Yeah, P1 and P2 are not very far, but also not really close. And
okay.
It seems Gregory is pitting in now.
Yeah, we should go with him. So he was on softs possibly. So his tires were completely gone. And Ian Wilton was on hard. Let's see how the strategies works for the teams today. We have Luc Mangas as well at pit, P9 and P8 for Gregory and Luc Mangas at the moment.
Yes, and now Risto Capot and Christopher Aponte are really close. They are fighting for position. They had some, I think they touched in the first corner, and now
touch again.
They touch again. Yes.
Possibly it was Christopher Aponte's paying back a bad move on him on the corner before, or maybe not. What do you think, Jose?
Well, knowing Chris, I think no. He will never pay back anything, I think. Even he's really
yeah, you're right.
Karma when
one day
you know.
I pay him a beer and he never paid me back that beer, you know. I'm still waiting.
That's not true.
Okay, I'm taking a look on the pit lane. We have Ken Bell at pit. We have Andreas Hallgren pitting out already. David Safiu pitting out as well. And Luc Mangas and Gregory Degreef joined the track back at position 16 and position 15.
Yes, it will be interesting when the second round of cars enters the pit lane, because they are all in 1 second gaps. So it's probably a small mistake during the pit stop, or a bit longer pit stop makes you lose that second, and you can see
yeah, you're right.
overtakings in the pits.
Yes, you're right. And maybe, Jose, it's time to compare the times of the guys on soft tires with the guys on hard and almost gone tires. Okay, we have Ian Wilton at pit. He's pitting out right now. Let's see if he managed to overtake Gregory. And yes, he does, with a lot of time.
Yes, Greg was the car coming in the main straight, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Ian Wilton rejoined the track at P9 when Gregory is P14 at the moment.
And Rami is really close to
Mikko.
To a flat to Mikko. So is the virtual P1 and P2?
Yeah, I think they made a pit stop possibly. They are on new tires and they are very close. They just overtook Hugo Heckenberg from Flying Dutchman Racing for position 5 and 6.
So they beat already, but they entered and exit really close then.
Yeah, and now the leader, that is Göran Johansson from Gubbklubbens, is pitting in. Risto Capet still on track, so he will lead the race. And Daniel Beck, who was on P3, is at pit as well. Yeah, we have a lot of action at pit right now, Jose.
Seems that Mikko is opening a gap again. They are, with all the pit stops, they are already in P2 and P3, so only risk to stop.
But Jose, for what you were saying before, they made a very earlier pit stop. So what should we expect? 2 pit stops and 3 stints on softs, and 1 pit stop with 1 stint, 1 short stint on soft and a longer stint on hard tires. What do you think?
I think most people will go for 2 pit stop with softs, and now Degreef pass Yves Larousse, same as Göran Johansson, but Degreef had to have any problem, I think, in his pit stop, because he lost a lot of time, or maybe he's in another strategy. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Maybe he was short on fuel, and he had to refuel the whole car again on the stop, while the others maybe were with the full tank. I am not sure, Jose. By the way, I wonder what happened to Yuri Braham. Looks like he lost a lot of positions. I saw a hit on the first corner of the circuit some laps ago. I saw his car, but I didn't notice if he was involved on the accident or what happened there. The fact is that he has lost a lot of positions, and he is position 15 right now, while his teammate is P3 at the moment.
Yes, but I think Hugo did not stop yet.
Yeah, but I think even making a pit stop, Hugo will keep a good position into the top 10 possibly. I am not sure. I can't confirm it with the timetable, but I would say so. And same goes for Christopher Aponte. It looks like he didn't stop, and he won some good positions. He is P5 already. Let's see if it works or it doesn't work at the end.
Okay, David, I received an update from Flying Dutchman Racing. Yuri went out in the 3rd sector. That's why he dropped.
Okay. Yes, then I was right. It was an incident on the last corner of the circuit, 3rd sector, exactly.
So, David, it seems something going on here for P10, 11 and 12.
Yes, it's again Ross McGregor fighting with Luc Mangas. Ross is the guy in all the fights tonight. Looks like he's enjoying the race. And he have just overtook Luc Mangas. Let's see if he is able to catch Ihab Abbas, because Ihab used to be very consistent as well.
Yes, but I don't know. Now it seems like the one is Luc, the one trying to recover his position, more than Ihab going for the car in front.
Okay, Jose, I have news from the pit lane. Eckart is pitting in. He have lost the left front wheel. I am not sure if the car will be repaired with such a big damage on it.
Yeah, I don't know if that is possible. If you lose a wheel to repair the car.
No, he could not. He's out of the race. What a shame, because he was doing not a bad race. He was doing well. I wonder what he impact with. Hey, so Jose, Ross McGregor already managed to overtake Iab Habas, but I don't know what happened, because it is Luc Mangas who is in front of the group. What do you think, Jose?
I think we had very good news because, well, sorry, I got not very good news because you have to let the race. Very good news because you are here with us. Hello.
Well, I think Eckart will go and take a shower, drink something. It is not easy to get out of the race this way, I guess. By the way, Jose, going back to the leader of the race, I see that he's opening a bigger gap. I think bigger than what he managed to get in the first stint. Do you think that possibly they are on different tires for this last part of the race? Maybe Mikko going for a 2-stoppers and Rami going for a 1-stopper.
Well, I don't know, because for me it seems like in general Mikko had better pace than Rami. That's the impression I had from the first laps. So I don't know. But Boss Johansson was following Andreas Hultgren really close and almost attacking him, but it seems he overpowered at the exit of a corner and lose traction over the curve. So now Andreas is much more calm than he was before.
Yeah, and he's putting pressure on Yuri Braham right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's doing he's overtaking now. He's doing a brilliant race.
Yes, there was a bit of an impact, but I think it was clearly a race touch or a race incident or however you want to call it.
I see one car pitting in now. It's Konrad Stanczak in P14. He's pitting in now. I think he's one stopper then.
And Yuri Blaham as well.
Yeah, maybe they are one stoppers.
Yeah, possibly because it's past the half of the race.
And David Safiu started from P20 and is in P13 now. Good recovery.
Yeah, very good indeed.
Well, it seems now, yes, now Eckhart is with us, and we are happy for it. Not for the reason that he's with us. Tell us, Eckhart.
No, there was everything was going fine according to plan, which was very, very slow compared to these other guys here, who I simply can't believe how they put the lap times. They do, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Anyway, everything was going fine. I did my pit. Pit went well, and so all of a sudden there was this huge lag spike or something. The screen went black for like 2 or 3 seconds. I hit the brakes, but apparently what happens with the door, and if you hit the brakes, not much happens. And the next thing I know, the screen came back on, and I had lost my rear wing, and I had lost my front left wheel. So I hobbled back to the pits, hoping that maybe it could be repaired, but it couldn't, and that was the end of the race. So it's a pity. I mean, second race I'm in, second time a DNF. I'm very sorry for the team. Guys, don't hit me. Don't hurt me. I did my best. I don't know what happened at all. The only thing is that there must have been something wrong with the connection from the outset, because the blue flags didn't work properly for me. And also, I have for example, just before that happened, there was a ghost driver behind me. It said there was somebody 2 seconds behind me, but the rear view mirror was completely empty. But also that spot was on this spot indication of where people are on the track. And so, don't know. I just absolutely don't know what happened. So maybe also another possibility is that this ghost player actually crashed into me. So I really have no idea. Anyway, race is up, and you guys tell me, what is the story of the race? Who is leading, and what has happened? Because I was so focused on what I was doing, I have absolutely no idea how much time of the race to go.
It's 40 minutes, Eckhart. Good night, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
40 minutes.
Yes, and Mikko Korkiakoski is leading.
All right.
And then in P2 we have Rami. And in P3 we have was Gregory FOR, but now was Ian Wilton. Yes, okay.
All right.
That's the situation.
Thank you very much indeed. And as far as I could see, I was, I think, only the second guy who had the. Somebody didn't appear on the grid, and then somebody else left pretty early, and then I was only the second guy. So really everybody is putting in a great performance here, because with the track as warm as it is, at least I was going on hards the whole way. I had a strategy of 2 stops and then putting on hards, because my softs would only last for 7, maybe 8 laps.
That's why we saw some very earlier pit stops on the race.
Yeah, I had the feeling people were actually trying to make it on softs because it said in the race info that the outside temperature wasn't so high. However, the track temperature was supposed to be 27 degrees, so that definitely, at least for the way I handle the Doran, is way too much for softs. So they were nice. I didn't even dare to put the super softs on in qualification because they would go after 1.5 laps.
Yeah, it used to happen also in real life when the circuit got so hot, you know. By the way, guys, yep. Eckhart, I have a very cool sandwich in my hands right now. You want the half of it? We can share it in the commentators room. No problem. I can pick some beers again.
It's, if you tell me what's on it, is it chicken?
No, not chicken. It's mayonnaise, tomato, and omelette. Yeah, very cool.
Oh, sounds good.
It's called weird sandwich.
And what about my usual co-commentator, Andreas Hultgreen? He is still on the grid. Which position is he in? And how about his race?
He was in P14, and
oh, great!
Was gaining positions, and had a very good pace. He was back for I think it's time to one up. So what was the ultimate age? It's the stuff.
All right, there seems to have been one or two bit of a problem in the background there, but we are back on track with P7, Daniel Beck. That's a new player, at least for me here. And he is in the red, white, and right now he accelerated a little too early. That turns out to be a lucky cut. Hope he doesn't get a cut warning for that. Obviously, that wasn't the way it was planned. And obviously, a little too much throttle there on the back wheels. And I can tell you from, because I've just been in the game myself, that this Doran is just a beast coming out of the turn. So I was really taking it very, very, very carefully, very slowly. I didn't want to spin at all. And I managed to not spin. And this is also by way of saying sorry, because I was the one who caused a bit of a confusion in the first warm-up lap. I tapped a FlatOut club racer who was going just in front of me in exactly this corner that we see now of Daniel Beck taking it. And really sorry for that one. I don't know why I did that. Definitely not on purpose. And the guy actually spun out, and then I rejoined as last and waited for him. So I hope no hard feelings there. And Daniel Beck here, and this is a FlatOut club racer that is actually a lap down on him, because in number 6 it's Göran Johansson, and he's right at the back of the start and finish straight at this moment. And here we are then in position number 10, and there is David Safiu, who I said was actually on the grid last position, because he just joined the qualification, obviously had some connection problems there, just joined with about a minute or so to go, and obviously no chance to put in a lap, and now he is involved in a hot battle with another new name for me, Risto Capet, from the Gameracer FlatOut Club racing team, and this is possibly, Jose tells me, one of the closest battles here on the grid. So Safiu's march up the grid, did you two guys follow that? Was it without incident? Did you just get lots of clean passes, or how did you move up the grid? Did you see anything of it?
Yes, well, I think it was pretty much with better pace, and then during the pit stops, I did not see him really involved in big battles.
Okay, and the car seems completely untouched, so everything must have gone clean. And Capet now out of this very tight turn here. And for once, I have no idea what these turns are called, but I think at Bahrain they're simply numbered, aren't they?
Yeah, yes, exactly. The turns have no names. It's pretty new track, so I suppose in the future they will probably name some of the corners. But
yeah, we might go in for an Estrada turn or something.
Yeah, and then everybody will ask who's that guy and why that name.
We will ask back, well, what are you asking, right? He is well known, he's a household name, so you should know him.
No, but it can be still without names, like like the U2 song where the turns have no name, you know. It's a very cool song.
It is. We can whistle it as the race finishes, but not before. And from what you guys have watched, is that people are actually on a 2-stop strategy, or you just implied that maybe some of these are actually on a 3-stop strategy? Could we witness that?
Well, I think there is people doing 1 stop, actually, Eckhart.
1 stop?
Yes. And Andreas
really
Hulgren is pitting in now for his second pit stop.
Yes, I think, Eckhart, that the most of the guys are going for a 2 or even 3, as you said. But there is a little group of 2 or 3 cars that made a very late pit stop with the half of the race gone. So they are clearly going for 1 stopper.
Yeah, or they might be going for a long stint on hards and then 2 stints on softs might also work out. Because, at least for me, the softs here were about 3 to 4 seconds better. And at least for the first 4 or 5 laps, the ride just felt so much safer, especially going into the turns, where the hards have very little grip on the outside, so to speak. So if the moment you turn in, it feels kind of wishy-washy or wobbly or whatever I can call that. And so that might also be a possibility with, or at least the very last stint could be a short stint on softs. Because you really stand to gain a lot of time with dry tanks.
Guys, I have news talking about pit stops and tires. Mikko Korkiakoski just pit out at position 4. And we have Gregory Degreef, Christopher Aponte, and Luc Mangas at pit. P8, P7, and P5 respectively. And Daniel Beck at P6 for Torrent Motorsports. A lot of action. David Safiu as well. A lot of action at the pits.
Very busy.
I asked Jose Eckhart, let's see what is your opinion. At the first stint, Mikko and Rami have been close with an open gap of maybe 3-4 seconds all the time. But once they have done the pit stop, I had the sensation that Mikko was a bit faster than Rami, and the gap that he was opening was a bit bigger than the one he opened at the first stint. So I asked Jose about the possibility of having Mikko on soft and Rami on hard tires. And right now, well, we have Rami at pit right now. So
Yep. So there goes the speculation. I think it only goes to show that at least the way I see it is that Mikko took it a bit easy in the first stint to see really to be able to get that first stint done with the tires intact, and then once he knew that under the conditions we have tonight on the track, he could actually do that strategy. He was really going full out in the second stint because he felt much safer. So that might be a possibility. I don't know about you, David, but if there's still some insecurity about the way you are going to approach the race, how long will the first stint be? Will the tires last? What will the conditions be like exactly at the time that the game is set? It really, at least I put on something like half a second or so once that insecurity is gone.
Sorry guys, but Rami pit out really close after Mikko. They are like in 1 second gap now.
yes, between 1 second, 2 seconds.
And there's another player between them, but let's not get distracted by that. And still we have Göran Johansson in front, so he might be heading for the pits any minute now. And Rami now approaching that player who is a lap down and neatly slipping past here on the straight that is basically behind the start and finish straight, so on the backside of the pits really. And now it's uphill for Rami. That, at least for me, for my feeling, is the really nicest part of the track. It's a very fast right-hander as you go uphill. If you touch that curb a little too much, you're in deep trouble. And then out here, very important to take some speed out. And as you can see, these curves have this nasty little dent in the middle, so it feels very much kind of wobbly if you go over that. And then Rami now into the last turn and out onto the start and finish straight. When we were setting up the car for the blue flag, we actually found out that we had to run quite a lot of wing here to get those, to get that bit where there are more turns right. Did you have the same kind of discussion at the Black Rebels, how much wing to set? Because the straights are really long, aren't they? And we started out with something like wing 2 and we ended up with wing 5.
Yes. For what I know, they had more or less a similar discussion about the wings at the forum. Because there is a compromise between the straights and the corners on this circuit, as you said, Eckhart. It's not easy to set the car properly, and with the tires helping that much, you need to do it really well.
Yeah, we decided to go for a lot more wing because we also had the feeling that that would save on the tires, because you would then be able to take a much smoother line in the turns. So I don't know if somebody who is as good as Mikko Korkiakoski and Rami Kaukola, whether they actually face the same problems. But I suppose these guys probably go for something like a 2 or 3 wing and then take out much more speed onto the start and finish. And we can see Korkiakoski here again pulling away, but he now has a huge bunch of lapped players right in front of his nose. So let's see if we can pass all of them cleanly, and the main part is quickly. He got past the last really very well indeed, and we now see an Aney racer here giving way nicely so that Korkiakoski can slip past. But the next 3, he will deal with some of them, and some of the more tricky passages. So that indeed might be a chance for Kaukola to get a little bit closer. Any player here taking a very careful approach to turn 1. That's absolutely commendable, because as I said, the brakes on the Doran, they certainly need some getting used to. And Korkiakoski now moving ever closer to that pack of 3. And David, do you have any idea whether these 3 are actually in the same lap and having their own battle, or is it a group of cars 1 lap and 2 laps down?
Well, I am not really sure. Repeat the question, Eckhart.
Yeah, there's this group of 3 players just in front of Korkiakoski, and
Yeah.
are they all in 1 lap? Are they actually battling each other, or is it a mixed group, so to speak?
Yeah, I will tell you. Let me check it, because
Yep. Because Korkiakoski is right now making his way through there. Some daring moves, I must say. I, for one, couldn't pull them off, but he manages to get past amazingly quickly. Problem has solved itself, basically. And I must say that was brilliant racing there by Mikko Korkiakoski, slicing through these cars that are a lap or 2 laps down, like that knife through butter. And let's see how Kaukola deals with the same problem. He's now coming up on one of the FDR players. And
Yes.
that will definitely take away some extra speed. Yes, David.
it is Yuri Braham and Bossy Johansson from Flying
Okay.
Dutchman and Gubbklubben. They are 1 lap down, as you said, Eckhart, and they are fighting
okay.
for position.
Yeah, that
Maybe we
doesn't
can
make
go
it
there
easier.
then.
Yeah, well, we are there basically, because if we're still with Rami, we can watch the other 2 at the same time. But once I think Rami has also gotten past the Gubbklubben player, then we might swap to that battle, because that looked really close. And Rami, oops, a little slide there by Rami, something we hardly ever see. So he was trying to gain again on Korkiakoski. I think he lost a fair amount of more time getting past these 2 players, and especially you can see that in no way is he flying past the Gubbklubben player there. And cameraman tells me we're moving to 9 and 10, because here we see Daniel back in 10 for Torrent Motorsports in a really close battle with one of the Black Visor guys. And that is Yves Larosse, who's set his qualification time on the wrong tires and thus put in a time way below what he usually does. Now that was cool maneuver there by Larosse, nearly pulled it off, overtaken on the outside and then back on the inside, and now into the brake zone here. And they're both braking pretty late, but back keeps the upper hand. Larosse pulls back, doesn't pull that one through, and decides to stay behind, and he's into the pits. That certainly explains why he didn't pull through. That certainly explains why he went a bit more careful there. Larosse into the pits, and that leaves back with some open space. And I think we should go to 11 and 12, because there's a really close battle there too. As they're heading down the start and finish straight, it's Risto Capet for the Gameracer FlatOut Club, who has just passed David Zafiu for the Motor AG. And that is another close battle indeed. And Zafiu, we can see now, does have a little dent on the front right, but I think that's a fairly recent one. So not from his original march up the grid. Now a bit wide here for Zafiu. It might be that he hasn't been to the pits for his second pair of fresh hards, or maybe he's trying to stay out just that little bit longer so he can pick up softs for the last stint, and that might be quite a good strategy. And my invaluable spotter David Garcia points me to the next close battle that we have here at Virtual Bahrain. It's Hugo Heckenberg for the Flying Dutchman Racing. That's the white, black and orange car here. In a really close battle with Luc Mangas for the Project D in the red, white and blue tricolor design. And right now I think Mangas actually passed Heckenberg on the start and finish straight. When I switched there, I just saw that Mangas, I think, slipped by on the inside, and we can see that he's pulling away a little. So that might be another one of the battles at this stage where one of the players already has pitted in, has got fresh tires. In this case, it would be Mangas, while the other guy decided to stay out a little longer to then maybe be able to do a last stint on softs. Mangas, no, I can't really open up a big gap, so Heckenberg maybe just lost his rhythm a little there and is now recovering. Let's follow these ones for a lap or so and then have one of our famous rundowns of the grid, so that especially people like me who spend the time more or less at the end of the grid also get their airtime here and also get their mention here at the STC, the Sim Racing Team Challenge. Yep, and we decide to start our rundown here because Heckenberg, at least from what I see, is in no position at all to catch up with Mangas. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go into the pits. No, he doesn't, stays out. So position 8 for Heckenberg, position 9, as we just saw, for Daniel Beck, or I have no idea. Sorry, Daniel or Daniel, where you hail from or where you come from. So don't know exactly which way to pronounce your first name. Suppose though it's Daniel. And then in 10, Risto Capet for the Gameracer FlatOut Club, as mentioned before. And these two who were fighting a bit earlier, now there's a little bit of a gap between them, just as David Safiu, who is in position number 11, which of course, if you head into the race from position 24, is definitely a good thing to be in. But knowing the aims of Motor AG, he would probably love to be a bit higher up on the grid. He's actually the last one who is still in the lead lap. Bosse Jonasson in position number 12 for the Gubbklubbens team, and that Doran is pretty much banged up on the front right, so Bosse must have run into some trouble earlier on in the game, but he's now the last one of the Dirty Dozen, so he is in position number 12. And brings us to position number 13, a fellow we followed just now, Yuri Braham, for the Flying Dutchman Racing. And sorry guys, I can't tell you because I was just so busy with my own preparation where on the grid he started from, so that service is not in today. And then in 14 we have Mr. Ihab Abbas for the Eni Racing there, and it looks as if he's fighting for position with my mate Andreas Hultgreen. And yes, indeed he is. Let's stick with these two. It's a really close battle. Everyone's sliding all over the place. Abbas now trying to make a defensive move, moving into the brake zone. Hultgreen with a really tough maneuver and outmaneuvers himself here. Indeed, but still close behind, so he might be able to pull off another move, not at the next turn, but at the turn following that. If he can get out, well, he's trying to get in, get his nose on the inside. If he can take some decent exit speed now, little slide there, should lose some of the speed, but he's now in the slipstream. He is definitely in the slipstream, going down that last straight before start and finish. Abbas braking just a little there, maybe to confuse Hultgreen, and Hultgreen cannot make a move. But now he has some extra speed, I think. If he can get into the slipstream now, which he does, Abbas trying to get get rid of Hultgren there as they go down the start and finish straight. And I think we have the race leader coming up, so that might give Andreas the chance he's waiting for. Or it might be this position, third position lead. And now a slide there by, and Abbas is off the track. Abbas off the track, slide by Hultgren. Hultgren can somehow put it together while Abbas has to go off the track. And he now has to let that flat-out racer pass, that I think position number 3 there. So Hultgren, great move there, great battle, and finally he's gotten through, but a really nice and clean battle that we watched here for position number 14 and 15, and that's something that I personally really love about the STC. We have these fights of the guys a lap down, 2 laps down, but they're close and they're having some superb time here out on the track, and I hope that you as viewers enjoy yourselves too. Hultgren now about to be lapped, which means we can go further down, and that Andreas guy, he is really going sideways through every turn. Andreas Hultgren, this is not Richard Burns rally, this is GTR Evo or Race On, right? Anyway, we're on 13. In 15 it's Ihab Abbas, and we have both of the Course racing players right behind, fighting for position. It's 16, Fortunato Fiorito, who had a bit of a problem in the qualification, started even behind me, which definitely means you'd certainly have a big problem. And so Fiorito and poor Ihab is again under in trouble here, and Rocco Migliorini is following the two, and he's also fighting for position. So that's now 16, 15 and 17, and here we have Fiorito moving past, little touch there, but squeezing, just squeezing past, and let's see if that other Course Online racer does get a move on Mr. Abbas. And Abbas stays in front. No, there's the attack. The attack now by the second Course Online racer. Oh. He goes sideways. He loses a lot of speed. It's Rocco Migliorino. And that move was a bit of a daredevil move, and he couldn't quite pull it off. But I think he has the speed at this point in the race to move past. So he maybe pushes Abbas in, and he did. He pushed Abbas a little here, not by touching him, but by making him a bit nervous. Abbas going wide. Now he really must have that Course Online car in his rear view mirror. But he can manage to pull it off. Again, he gets past. Sorry, he doesn't get overtaken. So Abbas still in the lead here. That's the fight for position 16 and 17. Any racer, Ihab Abbas defending. And now he's off. He's off a little bit, getting onto the sand there, losing the grip. And he now actually gets out of the turn much better than Rocco Migliorino, so we might see another attack as they go down the back straight. Abbas moving out, Migliorino already on a defensive position and just squeezes in front. So fantastic gameplay here, fantastic racing for positions 16 and 17, but let's move further down the grid to number 18. That is another new name for me, Ross McGregor of the Black Visor Motorsports, in position number 18, and if I remember the grid correctly, that is about where he set off at the beginning of the race. In position number 19, the sole surviving blue flagger, my trusted and lucky, much more lucky teammate Konrad Stanchak. Konrad, I do hope and pray that your machine, both the virtual one and the hardware, stay together so you can bring some points home. I have again let the team down. Stanchak in 19, doing another one of his solid performances here at the STC. Then in 20, it's Yves Larosse, and they're fighting for position. Look how close they are. So Stanchak and Larosse fighting for position here, for position 20 that is. And Yves Larosse, the second of the Black Visor Motorsports players, he is in 20 and really close to Konrad Stanchak. So difficult to say how that battle is going to end as the race progresses. Then in 21, it's Mr. Ken Bell, for the Gameracers FlatOut Club. And in 22, it's me in the pits. So that means 21, that's Ken Bell there, last player on the grid, and obviously suffering from some tire problems here. So, should we go back pretty much to the top and see what's happening there, or should we stay with Laros and Stanchak fighting for position 19 and 20?
Well, I think you decide, Eckhart.
Well, I'm afraid the fight is over before it's even started, because Stanchak has just gone wide a little at that point where the track is the slowest, that 180-degree turn just as you enter the back straight, and Laros could slip by without any problem at all. So I suppose we should simply move back to position number 1, and maybe David can tell us how much time is left in the game.
Yes, of course, second. It is 8 minutes to go, so we are close to the end of the race.
So, thank you very much for that, David. 8 minutes to go means 4 laps to go on this circuit here at Virtual Bahrain, and Kaukola still hot on the trail of Mikko Korkiakoski, who my trusted co-commentator and cameraman have told me has been leading the race ever since the start, and it looks as if he is just that tiny little bit faster than Kaukola today. There was a phase when he was pulling away, that was at the beginning of the second stint. One way or the other he felt more secure there, or more relaxed, or more safe, or whatever. It was just maybe just a strategy to, at that point, try to break away, try to pull away a little. He managed, but Kaukola got back into the game, and Kaukola is now, from what I see, I would say maybe 1.5 seconds down. David, do you have access to the live timing and can tell us the gap between the two?
Yes, of course, it's 1.5 seconds only.
Whoa, that is really close with 4 laps to go.
Yeah.
From what you have seen so far, any chance of Rami getting closer and making a move, or do you think Korkiakoski is really in control of this one?
Well, Rami made his pit stop a bit later, a couple of laps, but I don't think it's enough to get a better tire conditions at the end. In my opinion, Mikko is controlling the race since the start to the end.
Yep, at least from the last half an hour that I have watched here, that is certainly what it looks like. And the pace these guys show here really is blistering. It's not that they're just a bit faster than all the rest of the grid. They must be something like 0.3 or 0.4 or 0.5 faster on every single lap, because the gap to 3 really is quite big at this point, isn't it?
Yes, it is 35 seconds from Mikko to...
35?
Yeah.
Blimey.
And from Mikko to Gregory, who is before, it's 54. It's...
Yeah, so they're living in a universe of their own, they certainly do. And so no matter who comes out on top here, it's a fantastic achievement by both of these players, the speed that they're doing. And they're not doing it just for like hot lappers for 1, 2, maybe 3 laps. No, they're doing it here for, which will turn out to be something like 48 or 47 laps at hot virtual Bahrain, in really conditions where you're constantly fighting with your tires, you're constantly fighting for grips. Look at Rami here, almost losing it as he goes out of the turn. And Korkiakoski also not going down the straight right next to the sand, but more in the middle. So really more a defensive line that he's taking there. And again now going down the start and finish straight. Because yeah, don't know why. They're pretty much in the middle of the track, and then only as they go into the brake zone, they line up on the outside of the track to get a good turning point to turn into the T1 here, and now out onto T2. Don't touch the curves too much here. Korkiakoski doesn't, of course, because he knows what he does, and they are now approaching another one of the slower turns. Must be in my reckoning turn 4. And again here, very important to get a good exit. There's another curb there that's in the way. Now into this one, not to be, and Kaukola is getting close. Kaukola is getting close, and he is really pushing the envelope. Look at this. Look at this. They nearly touch, and Kaukola is definitely getting closer. He's definitely now in a position to attack. I think he is opening up the end game here.
I am checking the lap times on the last laps they have done, but I don't see a big difference from Rami to Mikko.
It must have been that very last lap here, when I was babbling away about the turns. Rami, look at that. He is virtually, and he now has to make a maneuver so that he doesn't crash into Mikko Korkiakoski, actually. So indeed, David, even though you said that those 1 or 2 laps he pitted later would not matter that much. And now they touch. Now they touch. Kaukola has touched, but gentleman driver that he is, he stays behind. He lets Korkiakoski regain the position, doesn't take advantage, and he pretty much loses what he has just gained. But might it be that really Kaukola now feels that his tires are just that tiny little bit better than Korkiakoski's? Because, as you said, he exited 1 or 2 laps later.
Yeah, possibly, and I was wrong. I was wrong when I tell you that there was no difference on the lap times, because Rami have been more or less half a second or even more faster per lap on the last 3-4 laps.
All right. Yeah, so really the end game beginning here, and with, I would say, only about 4 minutes or so to go, that would mean 1 or 2 laps. Let's wait if, and really focus on these two here, if Kaukola is able to make another move on Mikko Korkiakoski. It's an, if I'm not mistaken, it's an all-Finnish battle here for the finish. If I'm not mistaken, both of these players actually come from Finland. So my Finnish is non-existent. I have no clue at all about that language. And they're really slugging it out here. Kaukola trying to find a place where he can make a move. And if I had to bet, I would bet that he's trying to make a good exit here, which he does, trying to get into the slipstream here and then making a move as they approach the next turn. Let's see.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, that was an excellent move. And what does Mikko Korkiakoski do? He just sticks to his line, even though Kaukola was already passed.
And we will go for an extra lap.
Sorry?
We will go for an extra lap.
Oh, one more. Now Korkiakoski is a little bit off the track. He's definitely having huge problems with his tires. He's off the track, and whenever do we see Korkiakoski off the track? Kaukola there trying to defend his line. Another little touch to Korkiakoski's front. So these two are really slugging it out and exploring the borderline of this is a tough fight to that was maybe just a little bit across the line, but from what I can see, we're still within the bounds of fair play here. And look at the gap. Kaukola has opened a little gap. Korkiakoski trying to make him nervous. He definitely doesn't have a chance to do anything here. And if at all, he is a bit better on that back straight. Not the back straight, sorry, the last straight before they go onto the start and finish straight. That, from what I have seen in the last lap, is the only place where Korkiakoski can still make a move. All of the rest of the track, Kaukola was definitely faster in the last 2 and 3 laps. So what a pity for Mikko Korkiakoski here. He's been leading the race for what, 46 laps, and now with a lap to go, Rami Kaukola of the Roaring Pipes Maniac slips past. And talking of gaps, that is definitely a gap opening here. So I would say Korkiakoski definitely fighting with short tires. And can he accelerate out of the turns? Yes, he can, but definitely not quite as fast as Rami. David, what's going on in the mind of a player here? He's been leading for almost the whole race. He won the qualification. He was a pole sitter. And now with 2 laps to go, the other guy slips past. What goes on in the mind?
Well, I have never been on that situation, at least on sim racing. but you have to keep on trying, to keep on being focused on the race, I guess.
Yep. That's what I would say too, though I must admit I have probably been even further away from that feeling than you have. So here goes Rami Kaukola, and I wonder if this is already, yes, he's flashing his lights, he's through the start and finish, and he definitely wins the race at Bahrain. What a finish for the Roaring Pipes Maniacs, what a finish for Rami Kaukola. That was just breathtaking. Mikko Korkiakoski finishes in position number 2, but it's a great team result for Gameracer FlatOut, because we have Ian Wilton approaching the line now, and he is in position number 3, as we said, about 40 or 30 seconds down. So that just goes to show how great the two racers up in front were. And then position number 4 for the Black Rebels. Well done, the Rebels here, Monsieur Gregory Degreef, and he's down, he's shaking the door in there. Ooh, don't provoke a spin. And he's in 4, while Christopher Aponte just behind him is in 5. So that was a really close battle to the finish as well. Now we have in 6 Göran Johansson for the Gubbklubben, who set a breathtaking time in the pre-qualification. And Johansson doing a spin here. And then we have in 7 Monsieur Luc Mangas for the Project D, so great result for them. Not good for the blue flaggers, that good result here for Project D, but we're being fair. Well done, Project D, great result for Luc. And let's see if we still have any racers in the same lap here. Yes, we have. It's Hugo Heckenberg for the Flying Dutchman Racing in position number 8. A superb result. Again, for the Flying Dutchman, which will earn them a lot of points indeed. And then in 9, still fighting for position, Risto Cuphead, very close there. And in 10, so all these guys were still in the lead lap, which is amazing considering the speed that we saw at the front of the grid. That's Daniel Beck for the Torrent Motorsports in 10. And he is heading into the pits. What's going on here? Doesn't he know that the race is about to be finished, or is there a blue flag? No, he's already a lap down, and that is why the game actually puts him into the pits. So, race is finished. Not a good race for me, but a brilliant race for the Roaring Pipes Maniacs, who secure the victory here, Rami Kaukola, and I suppose it's time for the anthem, isn't it? Well, we're back here with the interviews of the top 3 finishers. And I'm just checking my list here on TeamSpeak, who is in the room with me now.
Rami is with us, Eckhart, as well as Ian and Mikko.
Yep, finally managed to get my TeamSpeak on the screen where I wanted to. So, Rami is with us. Rami Kaukola, congratulations to a superb victory. Did you ever think you had a chance against Mikko Korkiakoski today? When did you realize that you might have a chance?
Then when I passed him.
That was a very good answer. So, tell us a bit about your race. You didn't seem really to get close to Rami at all in the first, what was it, 48 laps?
It was 45 laps, yes. I was trying to follow Mikko, and the gap was 5 seconds maximum. And always when the tires worn out, I was able to catch him. So I knew that the last lap going to be tough for him, but I did mistake for my pit because I supposed to go same time as Mikko, but I go lap later. So I was thinking I'm gonna lose 10 seconds or more, but really surprised it was only 3 seconds.
Okay,
that's because I made a mistake too.
Thank you, Mikko. And it might be that was the lap that you needed in the end, because that was the lap your tires were still fresher.
Yes, I think, and I believe I use more wing than other drivers, so my rear wing was 5, so I was really slow on the straight, but good on those fast corners.
Yeah, it's something that we share then. Mikko, mine was on 5.2. Sorry, Rami, mine was on 5.2. So Mikko Korkiakoski, you're obviously with us too. Congratulations to a second position. When did you realize that maybe, even after leading 98% of the race, you might lose it?
After the first lap.
Tell us.
I wasn't really confident at all at any times because I was trying, but I couldn't just pull away from Rami. And when I was able to pull a gap, then I got stuck in traffic and just lost all the momentum and the gap really. So yeah, I don't know if I didn't feel that confident any point that I'm easily gonna win this. I knew that Rami is gonna be close at all times, and yeah, that was true about the tires. I was on different tires, I think, than him, so I had some slight problems in the end. But that wasn't the actual thing that caused Rami to get past. But yeah, still quite happy.
Well, you got a second position and your teammate got a third, so as a team result, that is definitely the best result tonight on the grid. And that leads us to Ian Wilton. Welcome, Ian. Congratulations to a third place. From what we saw, it was one of these games where you were having, at least in the second half, well, nobody in front, nobody behind, but just yourself.
Yeah, thanks. I had a good battle on the first stint with Gregory. Everything was all, very, very clean racing as always. And when he pitted, his stopped a lot longer than mine, so I thought he must have put in some fuel. With the strategy I was on, it just meant I just had to keep it clean, really. A little bit boring during the second half of the race, but just had to keep the concentration.
Yeah, it paid off. Position number 3 gives a lot of points to your team, and that is, of course, what the STC is all about. It's a team challenge. Right, so congratulations to all 3 of you. Great congratulations to everybody who finished with the virtual car still intact. Was it nice to have no rain for once, the 3 of you? My last question to you, or should we rather head back to more rainy parts of the world?
No, this is just perfect. Please keep it like this.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
like
agree.
sun too.
Okay, David, Jose, if you don't have any more questions, I would say we could wrap up the interviews here and basically wrap up the broadcast more or less.
Yes, I just say, like, the rain is not decided by us, so keep it like this. It's just ask the world climate to no, better say the now weather system to keep it dry. Anyway, in Bahrain, the possibilities of rain were very, very low, even in the now system. So.
Can I just say something in the end?
Go ahead.
Yes, eli kiitoksia vaan kaikille osallistuneille ja terkut kotikatsomoon ja tulihan se kaksoisvoitto sieltä perkele. Hyvä Rami.
Mahtavaa.
Okay, I'm done.
Thank you very much indeed for these enlightening words at the end of the broadcast.
Yeah, it was
and obviously
like drivers in your language now.
yeah. Obviously, Rami understood the message. Right then, it's goodbye from a slightly frustrated Eckhard von Glan, who had to leave the game, but who could then join the commentary, so at least part of my evening was saved. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast as usual, and we'll be back next, David can tell me, in a week or in 2 weeks.
Well, it's November 4th.
Next week.
Yeah.
Sounds like a week, and the track is?
Algarve, Portugal.
Algarve, great track that one. I think every single player loves it. Lots of interesting turns, especially in the Doran. So, see you all then at the Algarve, and thanks for watching. As usual, this is your friendly voice saying bye-bye.
Moikkis moi.